Hey guys, welcome back to Unbelievable English. Today, we're going to be talking about a speed and dexterity game called Kushi Express. Now, everybody loves food on a stick. I mean, ice cream, skewers, that's what we call these things in English. We call them skewers or kebabs, which is, I think, the Turkish name for them. Here in Korea, we call them gochi. And in Japan, I think we call them kushi. Anyway, in this game, we're going to be racing to make orders for our customers. We are people who make and sell food on the street. We are street vendors. And so, if we want to get the customer, we've got to make their order super fast. So, let's take a look at the components for our game. This mat is where we will be placing our orders when we're finished. The first player to put their completed order on the mat is going to win that customer. Customers. These are the customers. And these customers ask for all kinds of different things. They might ask for simply a pepper skewer. Or maybe they're going to want a tomato and pepper skewer with cheese wrapped around it. Or maybe they'll ask for their cheese to be wrapped around both a shrimp and a meat. The more difficult the order, the more points you get when you finish. Here is a shrimp, pepper, and tomato skewer. And we have to wrap cheese around the shrimp, and we have to wrap bacon around the tomato if we want to get all 6 of those points. This isn't an order. This is when we all have to call out for people to come to our shop. So we have to hawk, is what we might call that in English, or tout. So we're all going to yell out, "Come here, come eat at my shop." In the game, they say you're supposed to shout out, "Kushi, Kushi." But in my classroom, we're going to shout out, "Skewers, skewers." That's a harder word to say. And when we see this order, that means it's time to close up and count up your points. So let's see what all of the components really look like. We have meat, peppers, tomatoes, and shrimp. And every player is going to have their own set of 4 of these things. We're also going to get a cheese and a bacon to make our orders. So if I have to make a meat skewer, all I have to do is put my meat on my skewer and get it onto the play mat before anybody else does. Sometimes things are much more complicated though, like this shrimp and meat skewer with cheese wrapped around it. So let's show you how to make this one. Well, I'm going to take my cheese and I'm going to wrap it around my shrimp. Then I'm going to put that on my skewer. And then I'm going to have to put my meat on top of that and wrap the cheese around that meat. And I finished, and I can, boom, put that down and get my points if I finish first. Now, let's say I did finish first. I got this. When we get that touting order, we all have to shout out, "Skewers, skewers." And if we're the first one to do it, then we can take the top order from somebody else. So if I have made 3 orders, and the last one I made was that shrimp and meat order, and then somebody else won the touting, if they touted before I could, then they might take this one away from me. And that's okay, because it's just a game. So, that's how you play. The person who has the most points at the end of the game, based on the orders that they've finished, is going to be the winner. It's a delicious game. Well, not really. It's a delicious idea. I don't think that pepper would be delicious, though. No.